right, let's get into this story. And I'm going to read this story. I'm going to be a little more literal than normal because I can't mess this up. This is a good-ass story. Damn, it's good. Jon Gruden wants the ultimate revenge on the NFL. He wants to burn it down. And how the leak of Jon Gruden's emails led to the fall of the Commanders owner, Dan Snyder. Boom. October 2021. Several emails sent by then Las Vegas Raiders head coach Jon Gruden, including one that referred to NFLPA executive DeMaurice Smith by a racial trope, were published via the Wall Street Journal. Gruden was eventually relieved of his duties by the Raiders, but is seeking some form of justice because of those leaked emails. Now, he said it was an unfair breach of privacy. Kind of agree there. Let's talk. All right, so Gruden has insisted the league office leaked his emails. Ooh, they in on it, huh? And a month after his departure, filed a lawsuit against Goodell and the NFL. Case is now in the Nevada Supreme Court based on an appeal by the league itself. Gruden has won his case at several court levels so far. Follow me, y'all. For the league to exist, it has to be neutral, says his attorney. If it favors or disfavors owners, teams, or coaches, then all bets are off with respect to civil liability. The antitrust protection and competitive integrity. The league was not neutral or fair with Jon, and our lawsuit has proven there are consequences. Gruden believes Goodell in particular had an issue with him personally and used the emails as a chance to force him out of Vegas and the NFL altogether. God dog. None of that handshake that everybody else get on that draft day. Goodness. Goodell to this point has refuted those claims. Duh. Yet Gruden isn't buying it, insisting that Goodell was a culprit and vying to burn the house down. All right. So Raiders owner Mark Davis found the story's timing suspicious. Why were emails coming out now? Who leaked those emails? Who had the most to gain from those emails? He said, quote, unquote, it felt like a setup. He would tell an associate, right? So Davis knew Gruden will be crass and profane. We all seen that side of Chucky, right? But in a relationship that is longer than 2 decades, he said he had no reason to believe that Jon Gruden was racist. And that ain't no cover for somebody that is racist or not. Like, I know him so well that everybody does something behind closed doors. So the statements and questions incensed Davis. He believed the league office had no purview to pressure an owner to fire a head coach. Regardless of the circumstances. Wow, there's more emails coming, quote unquote, Goodell told Davis. Something has to be done. And then Davis was like, motherfucker. In exasperation when that call ended. He had to talk to Goodell. Goodell was like, hey, bro, you got to get rid of my man, basically, because there's more to it. Let's talk about that. All right, so what angered Davis more than anything, he later said, was being surprised by the emails months after Goodell and other owners, including Snyder, knew about them. Seemed to Davis as if he and the Raiders were collateral damage in what he saw as Goodell's year-long effort to protect Dan Snyder of all owners at all costs. So Davis said, F the NFL and F Dan Snyder. I don't need to be cursing, do I? Sources, including one in ownership, said that the NFL executives approved the release of some emails. I'm going to say that again. They approved, some of the owners, the release of some of those emails. Wonder if it was Jon Gruden's. That's the smoking gun. 4 owners said they believe Goodell was personally involved. God dang. And an associate with direct knowledge said that the NFLPA chief DeMaurice Smith bragged that he was responsible for leaking the racist email referring to him. The leaked email was published on the same day that DeMaurice Smith faced a union vote to retain his job. You can't make this story up. This is going to be a movie. They're going to bring Ballers back for one more series just for this episode right here. So sources said Snyder, who was serving a punishment after a league investigation, had exposed the toxic workplace culture at the team. Hoped the emails would deflect blame for workplace issues to Washington GM Bruce Allen, while currying favor with Goodell by giving the commissioner a chance to eliminate Gruden. Y'all catch that? A long-time antagonist, right? So, all right, we're going to protect you, my man Bruce Allen, get some cover for Dan Snyder, and we're going to go get Jon Gruden, who supposedly Goodell doesn't like. Well, multiple people paid the price for that. That didn't work out and still can going forward for a series of leaks that continue to threaten the NFL in the courts. And no one suffered a greater blowback than Dan Snyder himself. He was free and clear that October, just had to wait out the suspension and let everything blow over. A major miscalculation, because without the leaks, he might have survived. If they didn't leak it, they had to go to court, they would have survived. And Dan Snyder might still be the owner. However, instead, they had a congressional inquiry, and that would lead to a federal criminal investigation into alleged financial misconduct by Snyder and the team. NFL owners were finally all but forced Snyder to sell his team, right? And his beloved franchise, even despite his threats that he had dirt on them, all the fellow owners and Goodell, and that he will, quote unquote, blow up the league. Damn. So what do y'all believe? I tell you what I believe. I'm like KG. Anything is possible. Golly. This is a firestorm here. What does power corrupts? And absolute power absolutely corrupts? Man, let me just tell you from my vantage point what I see from this. I see that Chucky was in the wrong what he was writing in them emails. Not only because he was putting it in the record, but because he was so abrasive and so damn crazy with it. Like, he didn't care at all. Like, he just put that out there on blast. Like, you can't write no emails like that saying that about DeMaurice Smith and stuff. Maybe you're saying it in confidence because you think you guys on the same side, but with record, that will divide those same sides. That's for y'all with text messaging, emails, anything. If you, oh, man, I can't stand him that you work. I can't stand Brad. Yeah, me either. And you all work with Brad. Let somebody find out you can't stand Brad. That person don't know you no more. And they got the email to prove that you said you can't stand him. And they're going to be like, oh, Brad, cool with me. I've seen it play out. I've seen it happen too many times. So in this situation, I think Chucky is wrong for that, just being silly and stupid for emailing it. And on top of that, man, you can't be that damn cocky, like, and crazy to put it on record. Now, Dan Snyder sitting back just hoping that he gets protected through all of this. Now, don't start saying you got all the ammo now when you weren't going to use any of that ammo, because now the sincerity, it doesn't come out as genuine. Very disingenuous to say I'll blow up the league now after you didn't get protected, even though that is human nature. Okay. Other than that, Mark Davis is just sitting there like, bro, how are they going to know about all this? And all the owners know, or at least many of them, and I'm one of the owners, and I'm not privy to it, but I got to suffer the most in collateral damage from it. So Mark Davis gets the wrong end of this stick because he's like, y'all know, and I'm on your level, but y'all don't tell me. And then y'all force me basically to get rid of my head coach, a damn good head coach at that. All bad all around. So all I got to say about this story is it's not over. To be continued, ellipsis. So who do you think leaked the Gruden emails, right? Think it was Goodell, as Gruden says? You think the NFL was protecting Dan Snyder and that the Raiders were collateral damage? As Mark Davis seemed to believe, did the NFL shoot themselves in the foot? Because there's some more shots to be fired, trust me, on this one, when they leaked the emails to the feds and about Dan Snyder. Do you think he really is going to blow up the NFL? Looking in the comments for all of this, y'all just discussed this. Let's go back and forth from this next level story.